How have your life changed? See, we're going to give you credit for the win because everybody believed that you won the fight.
Yeah.
You got outlanded in total punches, but you threw the harder power shots. You knocked him down, something that some of the other former heavyweights in boxing has been unable to do. So what's going through your mind? You land this punch. Did you think he was going to get up? Did you think you had won the fight at that moment?
Yeah. Going up into that fight, I was very prepared. I know how tough he is. You know, I have seen him almost dead and come back.
Right.
So I wasn't going there to knock him out.
Right.
You know, I'm like, okay, whatever happened, because usually when you think somebody is going to stay down and then he comes up, that takes something out of you.
Right.
You know, like I didn't want to have all kind of like hope, empty hope. So I'm like, this fight is going to the decision.
Right.
You know. And during the entire fight, I was just thinking to the 10 round, like, don't overdo, don't find the big punch,
right?
Just keep the pace, you know, and that's how I do.
Did you think you could win a decision over a heavyweight champion, or did you feel you needed to knock him out? Did you think you could get a decision?
Yeah, I believe in it. I mean, that's why I train. I train for 10 rounds. I mean, to get there and get to in the 10th round, and in the 10th round, I feel like I was even more fresh than he was.
Right.
You know, I was very prepared. I mean, I'm going into a sport that I'm the underdog, a massive underdog, because that was my first boxing match, and I'm going against the best in the world. So I better be prepared, right? And couldn't just count on punches, power punch, because he's good at counter deviating punch. So I wasn't looking for punches at all. Like, I was so scared, like, to put power and get tired.
Right.
My main thing was not to get tired before him.
Right.
Yeah.
And see, that's what I'm saying, because you are such a massive underdog. Had you won that fight, that would have been the biggest upset in heavyweight history. That's bigger than Buster Douglas and Mike Tyson. That's bigger than any other heavyweight fight. That might have been the biggest, because, like you said, you never had a boxing match before.
Yeah.
And you stepped into the ring with the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, and you beat him.
And that's why I, like, at some point, even I get frustrated of the decision, but I understand that there is a system, and you can just not just be like a single wolf and just come and take the system down like that.
Right.
I've been into this business a little while to understand that he works. So I knew even before the fight that if we get to that point, I don't have so many chances. Right. But you know, I wanted to prove my point. I wanted to prove that I can box. Also, for me, it was a good experience to feel it, to get there. I'm like, okay, I get this. How do I feel in the 5th round, in the 6th round, in the 8th round, you know, all those stuff, and holding and understand the game against one of the best ever do it, you know. So he was very important for me. So at the end of the day, like after that fight, regardless of the decision, I was still happy. I feel very satisfied, and yeah, feel like I've took a lot from them than what they took from me.
What gave you the confidence, considering that you had never boxed professionally, that you can get into the ring? And I don't think you stepped into the ring thinking like, okay, I'm going to have a good showing. I think you stepped into the ring believing you could beat Tyson Fury.
Of course.
What gave you the confidence? You had never been in a boxing match before.
You know, life is not always about theory.
Okay.
If life was about theory, I would have never been here.
Okay.
You know, I wasn't meant to be here, and yet I am. So you get to the point that you realize, like, it's not about like the experience and everything. Like, you understand that something's going on, right? Like, if I walk to the bar and see a guy that is drunk and coming after me, that this guy never been in the gym, I step back first to watch what his move. I don't sit there and say, oh, I'm a professional fighter. No, I step back, because if that got to land, you might find yourself have taken a nap. So at the end of the day, regardless of like boxing, technique and everything, it's 2 men fighting. And I believe that I'm a man enough to stand in front of other men, even though I have I have a little bit of less experience and a disadvantage, but I know that I'm a man and I can handle.
You had Mike Tyson, who Tyson Fury is actually named after, in your corner, teaching you the ins, the outs, the intricacies of the. So when you go into the, he's a big man, he's a massive man. I think he's 6'9", you're 6'5". You were the more muscular fighter, and you said, I just wanted to make sure I didn't get tired, so I didn't want to put too much into the punches and tire myself out.
Yeah.
But you counter him and catch him with I think a left to the temple.
Yeah.
Did you see that opening? Could you tell, like, I think I can get him. This is the moment.
No, basically that was even a counter. That wasn't something that I prepared. But I saw that when he walked at me in the third round, I think it was for him a moment to finish the fight.
Right.
Kind of like, okay, we are done. Let's go home now.
Right.
Because when the fight started, he was like, let's go to school. And then we get to the third round, he's acting like he's just gonna walk me down. Then I'm like, I'm not backing up. So I put my hand up and wait for him. And in order to push him, I have to counter, and then he get caught at that moment.
Right. So he's like, so what's going through your mind when you catch him? Do you like, man,
not really nothing. I really, because he wasn't a strong punch, so I know that he's gonna get up.
You didn't catch him with your best.
No. I mean, he was a punch that even hit his shoulder first before hit his temple. Right?
But if you catch him flush, you believe the fight's over. If you don't glance his shoulder, you catch him flush with that left, you believe you put him down to stay?
Everybody will go down with that one. Basically, in the third round, you're still fresh. No, everyone will go down.
Right.
With a clean shot.
Right. So what was it like taking a punch from him? Because like you said, I mean, most of your look in the UFC, the guys, I mean, there's so many things that you got to watch for. Mm-hmm. In boxing, you're just looking for the hands. Now, you jab, the uppercut, the hook, the body shots. But in UFC, you got to watch a knee, an elbow, a foot. You got to watch all that. And so most of the guys aren't punchers like you are. Now, they can end the fight, now the heavyweight, because you got body as you go up in 215, 220, 230, 240. Guys can end the fight.
No, it's minimum 250.
Yeah, okay, 250.
Yeah.
So what was it like taking a shot from Tyson Fury? You felt?
He hits pretty good. I mean, first of all, like even in the MMA, like there's all those punches from everywhere, knee, kick, all those stuff. But punches, they are not so strong as boxer, you know. Right. Those guys have it inside the shoulder.
They know how to throw.
Yeah, they have the speed, they know how to throw it, everything. Hit pretty good. I mean, I hit some good shots. I'm like, fuck. You know? But
have you ever gotten hit that hard in a UFC fight?
I think so. Yeah, basically in the UFC, in MMA, it's 4 ounce gloves.
Yeah, that's a lot of knuckle though.
Yeah, but it was pretty good shot.
Right.
I mean, it's good when you feel the punch. That means you're still up.
But the fact that you took the punch and you kept coming forward and you didn't back down or you didn't retreat and give him confidence, like, okay, he felt that power, now is my chance, is because you kept coming forward.
I was there to fight and to win.
Right.
I mean, and he's the champion. I have to go after him.
Right.
You know, I'm not going to sit them. I wasn't going there to count, you know, because like my game plan wasn't to count him or to survive.
Right.
My game plan was to fight and to win.
Right.
You know, to dictate my own rule. That was the game plan.
Okay.
Like I'm coming after you to win.
Right.
Yeah. So in order to do that, I have to work.
You go 10 rounds. You're like, okay, You get back. So what are you thinking? Do you think you won the fight?
Yes, absolutely. Like right at that moment, I was filled of happiness.
Right.
Which I wasn't even putting in perspective the fight, how it goes. I mean, once again, it's my first fight.
Right.
I'm much worried about what is happening. I'm very detailed of like, okay, don't do this. Don't let this happen. How are you feeling? Are you going to be good at the 10th round and all those? So I couldn't count at that moment, I was just happy. I was first happy that I made it there, but I'm like, I won, right? But again, I was prepared. I knew that when it goes to decision, like, it's gonna be hard.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I wasn't surprised. The only thing is that it was quite obvious. The difference was quite obvious.
Right.
There was even a lot of things besides the decision that was kind of like, okay.
Well, he hit you with an illegal elbow several times.
He hit me with the elbow once. At the beginning of the fight, the first contact, not even 2 seconds, the referee was like, break. And from the moment that he started to initiate the contact on his own, then there wasn't a break anymore. At some point, I was like, okay, call out the break, and there wasn't calling the break.
Right.
So everything was arranged for him to be comfortable, I understand. I was just a single guy coming to take down the structure of the entire business.
When you look at it, because he's such a mountain of a man, he normally leans on people and tires them out.
Yeah.
But because of your stature, you were able to withstand some of the leaning on him, and you didn't get tired.
And I knew that. I knew that very well. I watched him fight. Basically, his second fight against Deontay Wilder. I watched that very close. And by the 5th round, Deontay was like exhausted. And people were like, oh, he didn't train. I'm like, he did train, but you don't understand. Even when Tyson showed up, I think it was 273 at the weigh-in. I'm like, he's gonna weigh
300.
Weigh him down. I knew, right? And that's exactly what he did.
Right.
And so I was prepared on that. I worked a lot on my leg, still work some wrestling stuff. So I was prepared.
Well, you acquitted yourself very well. So when you get back to the corner, you get back to your dressing room, what did Mike Tyson tell you? Did he tell you he's proud of you? What did he say, man?
No, it wasn't even at the dressing room. After the fight, he carried Cameroon flag, was just raising the new heavyweight champion. Mike, he doesn't care about all your stuff.
Right.
He say whatever he believe in, and he was just out there like the winner of the night. Right. So overall, everyone was happy. We were happy. We did a great job. Everything went well. Leading up into the fight, everything was good. It was a good experience for everyone, the team, the people, the family around. It was a pretty good experience. The first time that I have my family attend to my fight.
Right.
I had 30 family members there sitting first row, watching me fight, my mom, my brothers, everyone.
Were you nervous? Because you say that's the first time they've seen you.
Yes. You're always nervous when you're getting in something that...
combat.
Not competition.
Yeah.
Because it couldn't be... It could have been performing like a musician or something. You will still be nervous, right? Okay. When it comes to performance, you're always nervous. But at some point, I was just like, let's give them the show, let's enjoy this. Who would have believed that they would be here? The entire village traveled to come sit there, watch me on the big screen, and the show was massive, gigantic, never seen before, right? So
you had a great... So if you were to, and it seems like you're looking to pursue this full time, are you looking for a full-time trainer, or would you let Mike train you, or is this something that Mike would be, or was this a one-off?
No, first of all, Mike is not a full-time trainer.
Okay.
Mike was helping. He would come time to time to help us, but it's not like he was every day.
Every day, okay.
In the training.
Okay, so you got to put, so if this is something that you're going to pursue, you're going to have a full-time trainer. So are you looking to do this full-time and give up UFC? Not UFC, but MMA. Are you looking to give up MMA and just do boxing full-time? Or are you trying to do a Deion Sanders and play football and basketball? Baseball.
Combination. I can do a little bit of both.
Right.
Let's see the great fight. I think at this point of my career, I just want a big fight, a big show before I call it out. So.
Right. So how long did you train for this fight?
4 months.
4 months.
For this fight. This was my first boxing match, so Usually my training camp would be like 10 weeks, 3 months max, but this one was different. So I know that I have a lot of way to go. Basically, like when it comes to endurance, you know, condition and stuff. So I took a lot of time ahead.
So you're talking about 10 3-minute rounds versus 5 5-minute rounds. What's the what did you notice a difference?
There is a lot of difference. You know, like in MMA, when you're tired, first of all, it's something that I have been doing. I have experience.
Right.
I know how to manage, you know. And in MMA, when you're tired, you can attempt a takedown or lean on somebody and act like grappling, or maybe trying to take him down, just lean on him, trying to walk a little bit and win the round.
Okay.
In boxing, there is not that. It's whether you better be able to stand on your feet and move.
Right.
Not only move your feet, move your hands.
Right.
You know, when those acid lactate start to get in your hand, then you're done. Or in your feet, you're done. You
Right.
better walk, get a good training camp in order to avoid that.
Right.
Because you're not going to lean on somebody for 10 or 30 seconds to rest, to take a breath. You know, you're gonna be going constantly, stand up, face to face.
Right.
So it's different.
So I like you. So are you looking forward? So who would you want? Let's just say some promoter came and says, okay,
I don't
for
need a
instance,
promoter.
you don't have a promoter?
I don't need a promoter.
You don't, oh, so you're your own promoter.
Yeah, I don't need a promoter.
So
Gimmick fight promotion.
that's your,
Yeah, I can go promote with whoever have a fighter and want to put on a fight. I don't need a promotion.
oh, okay. So who would you be looking in the heavyweight division to fight next?
Right now, I want a rematch with Tyson. You know, this fight built a lot of confidence on me, in me. But also, I think he took me a little lightly, so he might come next time very heavy. I want to feel it. You know, I want a rematch.
But I think now that you know what to expect,
I know
you
what to
believe
expect.
he's going to come back better prepared, but you'll be better prepared because you know what to expect from the previous fight.
Of course. I mean, I'm definitely going to be prepared more, put more work into,
Right.
you know, because I believe now, I mean, I was there and I know that I won, and I know that even though they gave him a victory, he's coming now as a challenger,
Right.
and he's coming now to restore,
Reestablish himself.
His reputation, you know. So he's gonna come hard.
What's the big, as far as training, what's the biggest difference between MMA and boxing in your training camp? Because you say you'd go probably about 10 weeks in MMA and you went 4 months, so you went 4 months, you went about 16 weeks in boxing. So what's the biggest difference? Is there more cardio in MMA? Is there more road work in boxing? What's some of the differences that you notice?
It depends. Whether it's MMA or boxing, everything depends on the pace that you're putting in.
Right.
If you start, whether it's boxing, and then just go there, start throw heavy punch, pop, 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 pop.
Yeah.
First round, you can last
Gas.
2 rounds, right? You gas out.
Yeah.
Same thing with MMA.
Okay.
You know, like, and then basically like MMA, if you go after somebody trying to take down and start to force there, stay there, you guys are like this. After 2 minutes, you have all the acid lactic here. You know, it's also the pace, how to manage that.
Okay.
Because there's nobody that can go like keep this his 100% for like 3 minutes.
Right.
You just know how to manage it. You know, so he all depend. But I have more experience in MMA, so I know how to manage that, which in boxing is something that I'm still learning, you know. Like on this fight, I saw a lot of trick in the fight, a lot of things that they were doing that was like, okay, it's right, it's not right, it's in the mirror.
Okay.
You know, so they can let it go, pass.
What about the weight cut? I mean, how much, I mean, you're a fairly large man. I mean, what's your walk around weight?
Like 275.
Okay, so you
280.
go into an MMA fight, how much do you normally weigh?
MMA fight, I will go 260, 250, maybe 257.
For this boxing match, how much did you weigh?
265.
Okay, so there wasn't a whole lot, there was not a whole lot of cut.
No, I didn't cut, I don't cut weight.
You don't cut weight?
I lose weight during training camp.
Okay.
It's not like I don't do something specific to cut weight.
Right.
I don't eat less.
Right.
I just eat
So
clean.
all these drastic weight cuts that we see some of them MMA fighters do, you don't do that?
I don't do that. I mean, when you're training twice a day, every time you're going, you put in everything. Come on, man. You're going to lose that weight. You're going to lose that weight.
Right. So a lot of people thought the fight was going to be scripted because they see these exhibitions. They see Floyd Mayweather fight, the Paul brothers, and they see some of this stuff. But I think early on they could tell this is not scripted. This is real. I mean,
that's what they said at the. Some people thought at the beginning, and we made it clear that this is going to our record.
Yeah.
Right. If you lost, you lost. It's like you're not 33-0 anymore. You're 33-1.
Right.
It's going there. So, and then exhibition doesn't go on the record.
Right.
In exhibition, they don't need all those official, all those staff, all those drug testing stuff, because they know at the end of the day it's just to put on a show.
What was some of the best advice that you've gotten being in that situation, because you got exposed to a lot of different things that you didn't get exposed to in the MMA by taking this fight with Tyson Fury? So what were some of the things that people have reached out and given you advice about moving forward?
Listen, most of the time, basically, when you're doing something that people don't understand your decision, it's not about advice. People will always be, some people will support you. People that are on your side will support you, even when they disagree with you.
Right.
They still support you because it's you, right? But as far as advice, who was the guy that really believed in it in order to give you advice?
Right.
Everybody was like, I don't know about that, right? So, and then you have to deal yourself to yourself. You have to have this self-conversation with yourself. Like, okay, am I good? Yeah, that was my decision.
Right.
I wanted this. I'm doing this. And at the end of the day, what could be worse? Maybe for me, the worst is not to try. The worst is not to try and fail. So I don't care. I'm getting into the position that nobody have ever expect me to get there. I'm doing something that is uncomfortable for everyone. I'm taking a risk, this challenge. I could have just said in MMA, I'm more comfortable there and this, but I'm taking a challenge, right? At the end of the day, what I want to tell my kid is that I dare.
Right.
That's all what matters.